Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94 here, and today, y'all have been begging me for months on end to react to some NBA 2K, and I have to come to the front of the congregation, ladies and gentlemen. I have to talk to you about NBA when it comes to NBA 2K. The madness continues. It's always going to continue, but I do not play the game no more. So I don't play 2K no more. I'm sorry, y'all. 2K is just gone down a path that I knew it was going to go down. So because I knew 2K was going to go down this path, they lost me as a customer. I'm not consuming their product. I could go back and play the old 2Ks. That's mainly what I've been doing, is playing the old 2Ks, just so that way I can fulfill my itch. If I ever have an itch to play 2K, I can just go back and play the old ones. I don't play the newer NBA 2Ks. I haven't played a newer NBA 2K in a while. I skipped 21. I played 22 and 23. 24 was my breaking point. I was done at 24. 24 is my breaking point. I still haven't truly played it. I played somewhat of it illegally, the pirate way. we played it the Jack Sparrow way on the PC, just to see how I feel, how I look and shit. Same old bullshit. Just not for me. 2K25, I'm not even giving it the time of day, and I'm probably not gonna give 26 the time of day either. Yeah, so everybody, 2K seems to be the topic of discussion right now. I know a lot of people want me to talk about it and jump in, and I know everybody want me to jump in and stump on 2K head like I've been doing all these years. I know. Like that, man. I understand. I hear what y'all saying, but dog, I don't play the game no more. I don't really know what the fuck going on with that game. I'm not even tuned in with the 2K community like that no more. So my inclusion only comes when a new game is about to be released. I slander the fuck out of it in hopes that y'all won't buy it. Y'all still end up buying the shit. So I can't save y'all at this point. It's not necessary. I can't save y'all at this point. Y'all do it to yourselves until y'all wake up and realize that you don't have to buy this game, and that they made better games in the past. And if we can get a modding community going, that would be tremendous. If we can get a modding community going for the older games, if we can get a modding community for 2K, 2K15, 2K16. I know a lot of y'all younger niggas go say 2K17 because that's when you started playing. 2K17 was my first one. Shut your young ass up, nigga. Shut up before I punch you in your fucking throat, nigga. You young ass nigga. You don't know nothing. You know nothing. But nah, man. Yeah. So I'm gonna give y'all a couple of 2K videos this week. I am in the midst of trying to do my review of NBA Elite 11. I'm trying to get that video out if I can find the time to work on it. So yeah, man, without further ado, man, let's get right into this. This is ranking every my player story in NBA 2K history. This should be an interesting video. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
I decided to rank every MyCAREER storyline in NBA 2K history. Starting off with the first 2K game to introduce a MyCAREER, we have NBA 2K10. In this storyline, 2K kept it simple. There's no cutscenes or side quests. You make a My Player and start your journey to the NBA. You start off playing in the summer circuit in front of scouts to prove that you're ready for the NBA. You have a 2K insider that guides you through the journey of becoming an NBA player and tells you how you did after every game. But unlike MyCAREER today, in this this storyline, you get a different outcome depending on how well you play. For example, if you played well in this summer circuit game, you had a chance to be sent directly to the NBA. But if you didn't play well, you'd go undrafted and have to work your way up from the D League. This made every game that you played feel crucial to your NBA career because one bad shot and you're sent to the D League.
This is probably the first I want to say the first two my careers, the first two my player or my career, whatever you want to call them, 2000 2K10 and 2K11, my careers were the best of the basic bunch. Mainly because of everything that you had to do to get to the NBA, especially if you had the draft combine package along with the draft combine DLC with 2K10. You know, that shit yeah, that shit did numbers. I ain't gonna lie to you. But anyways though, I feel like those were the two best ones, mainly because they had crew. If you could get crew to work, it was very hard to get crew to work, but if you could get it to work, it was a fun experience. Aside from that though, yeah, man, seeing your play, I remember actually getting dropped to the G League my first couple of times playing my career before I started really like diving into 2K, because I wasn't like heavy into 2K. I would just play it every now and again. But 2K10 was when I started diving heavy into 2K, and I started like really getting the gist of it and all that stuff. Because I had 2K8, I had 2K9, I hated 2K9. 2K10 is when I started to get the gist of it down. I started getting the controls down. I started getting patterns down of how the defense plays and stuff like that. 2K started to become very repetitive to me, and that's how I figured out the game so easily, because of how repetitive it was when you play the game. That's just me though.
There was no cutscenes or storylines in this game, so once you made it to the NBA, your main focus was making your player better utilizing skill points. Overall, I'm going to rank NBA 2K10 in the B tier. At this point,
I agree. I think that's a solid B for sure. The 2K10 is a solid B. I think it's 2K10 and 2K11 are both B. I think they both be like B's.
Player mode really didn't have much to it, no cutscenes or anything. But I did like how if you played well, you got to go to the NBA, but if you didn't play well, you'd have to go to the G League as another route to the NBA. I'm also going to rank NBA 2K 11, 12, and 13 here, because my career at this time saw little to no advancements. It wasn't until NBA 2K 14 where we started to get really in-depth my careers.
The best one by far, one of the best 2Ks I've played and had fun with. The last gen version and the next gen version, both versions, the funnest 2K I ever played in my life. 2K could do no wrong with this one. I'm letting y'all know right now, 2K could do no wrong with this one. 2K was in a motherfucking bag, okay? It was in a motherfucking bag on this one. And best overall experience I had from start to finish, bruh. Yeah, man. Good times, man. Good times with 2K14, dog.
2K14 storyline revolutionized my career at the time. You start off as an undrafted prospect, but you have an agent that gives you the opportunity to go to the Rookie Showcase. The Rookie Showcase is a game held in New York City where rookies go to raise their draft stock. At the Rookie Showcase, scouts are scouting you based on your performance and how you are as a teammate, but how you answer questions in interviews is also an important factor. With all this pressure to perform well, you also get into an altercation with a player named Jackson Ellis from the other team. This gave you extra motivation to put on a show, and your coach would also give you goals to stop him from scoring for an entire quarter. You finish this game and have an interview with your agent so scouts can see your goals for this season. You go to the NBA draft, and how you played in the rookie showcase will determine where you get drafted. After getting drafted and making your way to the NBA, your goal was to play well so you get more playing time. Overall, I'm going to rank 2K14's MyCAREER in the A tier. The storyline was good for the time, but as time passed, I think it's easy to say it wasn't S tier. Next, we have NBA 2K15. Instead of being an undrafted prospect,
one of the worst experiences I had with NBA 2K. This is where I predicted where 2K. This is the game where I predicted where 2K would be where it is now, because I started to see the patterns. I started to see that 2K was sort of kind of drifting away from what made 2K 2K. This was the start of it. It wasn't like all around, but no, this was bad. This was a bad experience all around. From y'all got to remember, bro. I pre-ordered this game, so I had this from day fucking one. Day fucking one. Servers down. Couldn't even get into, like, I want to say like a week later. That's when you would be lucky to get signed in. Like I remember the second day I was able to get in online, and then the second day I wasn't able to play the game at all. I had to wait a whole fucking week for the servers to fix this, for the servers to be stable enough for me to even play MyCAREER. I remember that. I hated that shit. Took a whole fucking week for them to stabilize the fucking servers. Unless you was going to stay up to like 3 o'clock in the morning where everybody damn near asleep. Wasn't even worth it at that time. I will say though, it was a fun experience for, going online, meeting new people, starting to, like, my niggas know. Shout out to my niggas from the 2K15 era. 2K15, 2K16, 2K17 era. Those were some good times. Shout out to my niggas, man. I wish I could get a PlayStation and get back in touch with y'all, but I think my account got deleted for some odd reason. I think they deleted my account because I haven't had a PlayStation in years. So I think they deleted my account. And I probably never bothered to figure out if they deleted it or not. If it's still up, then cool. But if it's not, then fuck it. Cause I can't even log in. I tried logging into it one day. It said, it kept giving me an error. I think my account got deleted. I don't know, but it is what it is. But, ranking wise with this, I would probably say this would be, from a storyline perspective, I give it a B. It's pretty solid. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's pretty solid. The voice acting is terrible by the NBA players. The NBA player voice acting is terrible. Dion Waiters and Al Jefferson voice acting terrible. But like overall experience with the game is good if you got friends to play online with. It's terrible when you just sitting there playing the game by yourself. Hall of Fame was just, you would need therapy after playing online on this game. Don't even get me started with the bugs. Like I said, started off with the servers, then something went wrong with, if you pre-ordered the game, your pre-order was fucking up. It would like not confirm your pre-order until they fixed it, and then everybody could get their pre-orders and stuff, get all your VC and stuff. Then there was patch 3 when they fucked the shoes up. I don't know why they did that. I don't know what the fuck they did in patch 3, but patch 3 fucked the shoes up and we couldn't equip shoes. Then we telling them that we need to equip shoes, and then they come giving us ghetto ass ways to maintain our shoes and shit. Like we got to make generic shoes. We had to make generic shoes, delete the generic shoes, and delete the generic shoes and then rename and then get some Nikes or some Jordans and then rename them after the shoe we just deleted, and that would glitch our shoe, and that would glitch shoes on the shoes that we want on our fucking my player, instead of just giving us a patch right away to fix that. They waited 3 fucking months, I think almost 4 months, before they patched it and gave us our fucking ability to get our shoes back. But guess what? The game had glitches on top of glitches online. Then there was the demigod glitch. There was the infinite VC glitch, which everybody does. I took advantage of that too. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. 2K15, I took advantage of that VC glitch. Everybody was doing that. The 1 minute quarters, you change the sliders. You could make 1 minute quarters, change the sliders, make the computer. I made a different my player, and I exploited the fuck out that VC glitch. Made sure that the sliders was all the way down to 0 for the computer. Made sure they was all the way up to 100 for you, and just blowing teams out, getting like 7,000 VC and shit. All badges, and then you unlocking like damn near all your badges in just one game. That was crazy, bro. Good times.
In this game, you actually had hopes of getting drafted in the NBA draft, but your dreams get crushed when you stay up to watch the NBA draft waiting for your name to be called, but your name never gets called. You get mad at your agent because he promised that you'd get drafted into the NBA, but unfortunately no team selected you. After some time goes by, your agent secures you a tryout with an NBA team. If you make a good impression, the team will sign you to a 10-day contract, and if you play well in the 10-day contract, they sign you for the whole season. But after playing well in your 10-day contract and getting signed for the rest of the season, this is basically where the storyline ends. I'm gonna also rank 2K15's storyline in the A tier.
It's a B. I wouldn't give it an A. It's a B. It's a B. It's nothing major going on. It's just another basic ass storyline.
While I do think it's better than 2K14, I don't think this is an S tier storyline. Next we have NBA 2K16, and
this is S tier. Spike Lee was in his fucking bag on this one. This was a great storyline for 2K, but overall with the game, it started off terrible. Like I get it. It got. I'm not gonna sit up here and say the game was bad, but it wasn't great. Like the beginning cycle of 2K16 was fucking terrible. They had so many things that were like new to the game. I think they took out like 5 things that were new. It was something with 3-point shooting. You get like this boost, but the boost was so fucking overpowered to the point that they had to get rid of it completely. They took it out the game completely. Then they took some shoes out. They started taking some merchandise out. I think they even took a hairstyle out for some odd reason, and the game was just not good. It was glitches. The defense was way too overpowered in the beginning because they put a lot of emphasis on defense in 2K16, which is why 2K16 was so good, because the defense was really good and the teams were playing. Like if you played against let's say the San Antonio Spurs back in 2016, if you played against San Antonio Spurs like 2016, you were going to see San Antonio Spurs offense and you were going to see San Antonio defense. The defense was really good, but the problem was, in the beginning of the 2K16 cycle, the shit was, they knew what you were going to do before you even did it. Like if you ran a play, they already knew what you were going to do. So it was like there was no purpose to run plays. So it was like the only way you can negate that was if you made a center. If you made a big ass, tall ass center that can pretty much just do damage down low. Pause, no diddy. If he can do damage in the paint, then you can negate all that, because there was nothing they can do, because the paint is where everything happens. And that's when I realized that the best way to win on Hall of Fame difficulty in 2K16 was to just make a center, because the defense was the defense was so top notch in that game that year that just making a 7-foot center, you could blow out teams with ease, because that's when I found out that the way how the game is played, even though the teams play their offense correctly, it always ends with them trying to get a mid-range shot or them trying to get a layup. And boy, when they go into that paint and I send they shit back to 1957, it made the game so much easier. Like, I was blowing out teams by like 30 on Hall of Fame, blowing out the Warriors on Hall of Fame difficulty on 2K16 was, I said, that's pretty good, fun experience. But still though, once they got to like patch 4, that's when the game became perfect, because they fixed everything. There were no flaws at that point. 2K16 was perfect after patch 4. But those first couple of patches, man, that game was rough. Too much work needed to be done. Players didn't have cyber faces either. They didn't have their faces in the game yet. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, 2K. This is the lazy. 2K was really getting lazy around this time too. Like, as great as 2K16 was, that was like around that time they were showing signs of laziness. Like, even though we consider like 2K14, 2K15, 2K16, and some of y'all young niggas consider 2K17 to be the best times of 2K, those were their laziest times as well.
This storyline, you play as Freak, who is a high school basketball player in Harlem, New York. This storyline did a good job of connecting you from the beginning because you were able to meet all your characters' friends and family. After graduating from high school, you were able to pick a college of your choice. The college you chose didn't really matter, but how you played in college would affect where you were drafted in the NBA. Even though your family would have preferred if you stayed 4 years in college, you choose to go to the NBA anyway. Once you make it to the NBA, your childhood friend Vic gets in trouble with the team. You eventually choose your friend Vic over your relationship with the team, but shortly after he passes away. This was my favorite storyline in 2K history, so I'm gonna rank it as...
It was a great storyline. I just hated the fact that you couldn't make the choices for your character. Like, what if I wanted to stay at school? They never gave us a chance to try to see if we wanted to stay at school. They also never gave us the chance to see if we wanted to keep Vic as a friend. Like, I wanted to betray Vic. I wanted to just kick Vic out of my life and not care about him at all. But leave it up to 2K to not give you any choices, to not make any choices in probably one of their best storylines.
Tier. Next, we got 2K17. You're a high school basketball player with a lot of hype around your name because you have a mixtape that's going viral. In this storyline, you play as Prez, who is considered the president of basketball. You make it to college, but no matter how well you play in this story, you're gonna make it to the NBA either way. But before you even get drafted, you're invited to play USA basketball in the Olympics. Once you get drafted to the NBA, you also get drafted with a teammate from college just as young. This was one of the coolest features in 2K because once you were just as heated up, you were able to form a dynamic duo and control either player. I'm gonna rank 2K17 in the B tier. There wasn't really anything wrong with this game, but overall the storyline was pretty basic. It was an okay story.
Yeah, it was an okay storyline. Pretty basic though, nothing major. I think this was the first. No, this wasn't the first time we. No, 2K16 was the first time we had a girlfriend. I'm tripping. This was the first time you got to play with another player besides your MyCAREER character on the floor. You could play with fucking Michael B. Jordan, but you had to y'all had to get assists off each other. Y'all had to play off each other and shit. Pause, no diddy. But overall, 2K17 was ass. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I didn't even buy this game day one, so I can't really speak on how it was day one, but I did get it in the midst of its first patch. And let me just say right now, 2K17 was not it, bro. I was not fucking with 2K17 at all. Like, it it felt off from 2K16. Like, you give us probably one of the best games, one of the best, most polished games you had to offer, and then you revert it back to like it's literally like it's literally like it was 2K16, and then they reverted it back to 2K15. So it looked like 2K16, but it played like 2K15. It was like y'all just reverted back, and then you just added in a bunch of fancy animations and stuff like that. It was like nothing didn't feel different about that game at all. Nothing felt different about that game. It felt like they reverted back to 2K15. The defense wasn't as strong as it was in 2K16, and that's what I think hurt it 2K17 the most, was the defense side of it. Like, it wasn't. Fuck 2K16. I had a good time though. I had a good time online with my buddies. That was probably my last year. That was my last year playing 2K heavy. Was 2K17, and I'm gonna tell you right now, 2K17 was not good at all. It was y'all overrate the fuck out of the game. Y'all young niggas overrate the fuck out of that game. That game was not good, bro. That game had problems on top of problems. The double team, don't get me started on the double teaming before they patched it by like what I think it was like patch 7, patch 8. Fuck out of here.
Story, but definitely not A or S tier. Next, we got NBA 2K18. I'm just gonna
Garbage, straight garbage. You could throw this one in the trash.
Try it. That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
Hear me and hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
2K18 is hot garbage. Anybody who says 2K18 is one of the best 2Ks, kill yourself. This is where 2K became garbage. I hated this year 2K. This was the first time I actually had to pay VC, bro, for my character. I never had to pay for VC for my character. I always would start my character off, whatever character I made in the beginning. I start them off. I played through the whole season, build my VC up, and then I would make another character. And then that would be the character that I VC farm with. So I have my first character, which would be my main character, which would be my 2K, my YouTube character for YouTube. Then I make a second character to VC farm with. And then after, like, you couldn't even VC farm this year. This was the money hungry, greedy transaction year. And this is why I said 2K was going to go down this route. If you want, and the fact that they did it, it took them 3 years to get to that point that I said they was going to get to in 2K15. When I said it won't be long before 2K starts doing this and that, and they start getting away from basketball and they start focusing more on how they can rip you off. It took them 3 years just to get that done. And y'all allowed it to happen. But then again, y'all stepped away. Nobody was playing 2K18. It was so bad, nobody was playing it. And I remember them putting a survey out. I remember one day I got hopped on it one day. Pause, no diddy. I hopped on 2K one day. There was a fucking survey that said, well, why are you not playing this game? Are you playing NBA Live? Are you playing Fortnite? Are you playing anything else? I said, I know you fucking lying. There's no way they sitting up here telling us the survey, giving us a survey, asking us why we not playing your game. You know why we not playing your game. These niggas were in denial. They were like, damn, NBA Live must be good this year. Damn, Fortnite must be amazing. Nigga, you know why we not playing your game. You made a shit game. The fact that they put a survey out asking players, why haven't you played this game in months? You haven't played this game since this day. They literally put the date of when the last time you logged into 2K. I didn't log into 2K for 4 months. They put the date on there and said, you haven't been on here in a while. Why haven't you been playing our game? The fucking audacity of you, 2K. The fucking audacity to sit up here and say, why are you not playing our game? Bitch, because you know why. Your game is ass. Fuck is you talking about?
Come out and said this was the worst MyCAREER 2K ever released. This was the turning point where a lot of the 2K community started to not like MyCAREER. You start out as a college basketball player who quit basketball to pursue his dreams as a DJ. But I guess one day he decides to go to a street ball tournament and there's scouts there and somehow he gets scouted to the NBA. This story really didn't make much sense, but this wasn't even the worst part. You had a roommate named B Fresh and she was so annoying. This was the worst side character 2K has ever made. Like, think about it. We came from 2K16 where we had Vic as our best friend, then 2K17 where we had Justice as our best friend, and now our roommate is this lady? I don't know exactly who 2K tried to target this character toward, but she was just really annoying. But overall, sadly, I'm gonna put 2K18 in the F tier. I don't think it would have been that bad, but I think B Fresh being in the story made it just that much worse. I think without B Fresh, it would have been in the D tier, maybe even the C tier, but just because B Fresh was in the story, I'm gonna put it in the F tier, which is unfortunate because this is the first MyCAREER in 2K that I didn't like. Next we have 2K19. In this storyline, after not getting picked in the NBA draft, you're forced.
This was a really fire ass storyline. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. This was a fire ass storyline. I'm not gonna lie to you. This was a very good storyline. I loved it. I liked it. I loved it. The gameplay was pretty good too. It was 10 times better than 2K18. 10 times better. Then again, anything was better than 2K18 at this point in time. So yeah, this was a big step up. 2K actually gave a fuck and actually decided to give us a decent game. My boy Giannis was on the cover too, so you know, yeah. I had to buy the game. They had Giannis on the cover. I couldn't help. And then Giannis went on to win MVP that year. Come on, dog. Come on, man. I mean, we lost to the Toronto Raptors, but still, 2 years later, we got ours. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But nah, this overall though, this was a good game. This was a good game. Good experience. Storyline was fire. The gameplay was pretty good. Not gonna say it was the best, but it seemed like okay. 2K seemed to be getting back into their bag. Okay. But the microtransactions and the money hungry bullshit was still there though.
To go play overseas in China. After playing overseas in China, you get an offer from a G League team to go back to playing basketball in the US. You accept the offer, but as always, the ultimate goal is to become an NBA player. You meet a girl and make some bad decisions that ultimately lead you to get kicked off the basketball team. After getting kicked off the G League team, you're eventually invited to a summer league game where you get the opportunity to prove your skills in front of the NBA. When this game first came out, I probably would have ranked it in the C tier or the D tier. But looking back on it, I have a lot more appreciation for this story because it was so much better than 2K18. It really went in depth on my player's journey to the NBA. Whereas in 2K18, you were a DJ and then you played in a street ball game and then somehow you were in the NBA. It didn't really make much sense, but this storyline at least made sense. I'm going to rank this storyline in the B tier. Next, we have NBA 2K20. In this story...
This was an okay storyline. I got if you want to check out my experience, just go to my 2K20 playlist. I do have 2K20 on my channel. This was pretty good. I'll say it's pretty good. Overall experience with the game due to the pandemic. It was alright. This game was ass. I ain't gonna hold it. Y'all overhyped 2K20, nigga. We was in the house during the pandemic, bro. Y'all really think this was some good shit? Hell no.
Try it. That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
Everybody was a 6'4", two-way playmaker. You was either a 6'4", two-way playmaker or a 6'4", two-way shot creator. You was one of the two, or a two-way slasher. One of the two, bro. Yo, you know how the pie charts was working, bro. Y'all know how the pie charts was working. Everybody made a 6'4" guard. Everybody was a 6'4" demon. This game was trash all around. This game was not good at all. But we was in the house during the pandemic. You be playing this game nonstop. I knew I was playing this game nonstop. This was the first time in a long time I played 2K like religiously, because I haven't played a 2K game religiously since like 2K17, and I wasn't even on YouTube at this time, so that said a lot. Like, so it must have been that fun. It's like, nah, it wasn't really that fun, but due to the fact that live wasn't dropping the game, it's like, what else could I do? You know, this game was still trash though. Like, looking back at it now, this game was not good. I hate it. I really didn't like this game. It was just something off about 2K20 compared to 19, compared to 19, 17, 16, and 15. Something was off about 20. I never can dissect what it was, but something was off about 20 that made it just seem like it just wasn't good. That's just me though.
Storyline: you're a star basketball player in college. During a game, one of your teammates gets hurt, and after the college refuses to honor his scholarship. After hearing about the news, you decide to leave the school, with the goal of sacrificing your college scholarship to stand up for your teammate. Without having any college games to show, you have to find other ways to prove yourself to NBA scouts. You're forced to participate in other events like the NBA Combine and private runs with NBA teams. After showing your skills in the NBA Combine and people being interested in your story, you're eventually given a chance in the NBA. You eventually play well in the Summer League game, meet LeBron, and fly off into the sunset. Overall, I'm gonna rank this story in the C tier. I think it was a good gesture that you left the college because your teammate got injured, but I think it's a little corny. So I think C tier is a proper ranking. Next we have 2K21.
I never played 2K21. I skipped 21 because I knew this shit was gonna be garbage. Everybody and their mama said this shit was hot garbage, and I already knew what time it was. So with that being said, I can't speak on this game. I never played it. I have no recollection of what went on in this game. All I know is this shit was trash.
Start out as a high school basketball player and eventually work your way up to college. During your college career, you get into a relationship with a girl named Ellie. One day, things don't go well with you and your girlfriend Ellie, and you get into an argument. During this argument, your girlfriend kicks you out of her dorm room, but after getting kicked out, 2K gives you a quick time event. You can either pick A, I'm out of here and I'm done with college for good, or you can pick B and say, I'm not giving up on you. If you choose the first option, this means that you're going to stay in college, and if you choose the second option, this means you're going to choose another route to the NBA. You're given the opportunity to choose whether you want to stay in college, go to the G League, or enter the draft right then and there. All three of these options come with different risks. If you go to college, once you join the NBA, you'll have more fans, but this option takes the longest. If you go to the G League, you're able to get more badges and grind your player before going to the NBA. If you decide to join the NBA immediately, you'll still get drafted, but you'll just get drafted at a lower position. I really liked how in this storyline you could take your career in your own hands and choose your own path to the NBA. I also think Ellie was the best girlfriend in 2K history. So for that, I'm going to rank this story in the A tier. Next we have NBA 2K22.
I have videos of this on my channel as well. Not the full story. I think only did like 4 videos on this, and then I just stopped. This is when I first moved down here. This is when I first moved down south, by the way, too. So I was still adjusting at that time. And I was thinking about coming back, but I was still adjusting. So I wasn't still in the right state to really like jump back into the YouTube scene yet. A year later, things would change. Yeah, a year later, things would change. But as of right now, during this time, I did try to give YouTube another try, but I still just wasn't there yet. Still something was blocking me mentally. I didn't know what it was.
You start out as a social media influencer who's already famous. You're known for hitting trick shots and playing flashy, but scouts aren't sure that you're ready for the NBA. You're given multiple options to prove yourself by taking the college.
I will say this though. I feel like I actually fuck with this one. I actually fuck with 22. I think 22 was pretty fucking good. Because they re-emphasized defense in this one. This one, they re-emphasized defense, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being a 7-foot athletic center that could send niggas shit off the backboard. I enjoyed doing that shit so fucking much. That shit was fun. So I enjoyed this. I think 22 was pretty good versus when you get to 23.
Route, the G League route, or you can go straight to the NBA. During your first season, your goal is to prove everyone wrong that you're not just an influencer and you're really meant for the NBA. The interesting part about this storyline is you could have a side career in fashion or music. This feature was controversial because a lot of people just wanted to play basketball and not do any off the court side.
Yeah, this shit kind of tuned me out of my career. I was kind of like tuned out of my career. Because you had to do all this extra shit. You had to go, I think you had to go link up with the game. And if you didn't do something for him, you wouldn't, you would fuck up the story completely. Your music story would get fucked up completely if you didn't do this one option for the game. I didn't do it because I ain't no bitch. I ain't finna go all the way across town to go get you something, then come back and fuck you. Game, you one of my, You in my top 10 for sure as of like right now as active artists, alive artists, I should say. You still in my top 10, brother, but I was not finna do that mission for you, dog. That shit was terrible. I kind of checked out on 2K2 with the side quests and shit. Like I didn't even bother to make a second character. Because I didn't want to go through the story again. The story was just terrible. I just wish you could skip through it. But yeah, 2K22 was, the gameplay was good, but the story just ruined my career experience. And the city was a little too much, in my personal opinion. The city in this year was a little too much for me.
Quest. But looking back on it, I don't think it was a bad idea to have the option to choose a fashion or music career. I just don't think 2K did it in a way that was interesting enough, but I don't think it was a bad idea. Overall, I'm going to rank 2K22's MyCAREER in the C tier. I think the storyline of starting out as an influencer and going to the NBA is kind of interesting, but a lot of the side characters were bland. I don't really look back on them with good memories. This storyline was just middle of the pack to me. Next, we have NBA 2K23. You get picked in the draft with pick number 18 in your entire team.
This storyline was stupid as fuck. Who the fuck cares about the 18th and 19th pick of the draft? Nobody cares about the picks. But then again, y'all care about the 55th pick of the draft. And he's not even in rookie of the year discussion. But still, y'all still act like the 55th overall pick is the greatest fucking pick of all time. Fuck out of here. The storyline was terrible. The gameplay I say in this one was predictable. Very predictable gameplay. It didn't seem like it was playing like 2K anymore. It seemed like it was just like I feel like this was a whatever 2K for them. They threw Michael Jordan on the cover, gave us Jordan challenges again, and just said whatever. Nothing new, nothing innovative. It was literally 2K22. But something was off about it. The defense was off for sure. Because instead of me sending niggas shit off the glass, if I went for a block and it was on a certain player, like a certain star player, like if it's like say Steph Curry came into the paint, if I tried to block Steph Curry's layup, they would just call foul on me. And I'm playing good defense. I'm anticipating, I'm waiting for you to put the ball up. And then instead they would basically start an animation where you would bump into him or they would make an animation where he would bump into you. So that way, before you even try to contest the shot, or even if you in good defensive, a good defensive standing, they would automatically put you in a situation where you gonna get called for the foul. That's what I hated about 2K23. Shit was trash. And this was it for me. This is where my 2K experience stopped. So 24, 25, I don't know what happened in those games. I can't tell you what happened in those games. Fuck 24 and fuck 25 and fuck 23 as well.
Fan base hates you. The news are in the streets to interview people about how upset they are that you got drafted. Debates are running rampant because everyone believes that Shep Owens, the pick after you, should have got drafted. This was a weird start to a MyCAREER because why are you debating the 18th and the 19th pick in the draft? It seems a little bit forced, but nonetheless, the main goal of this storyline is to prove to your team's fan base that you belong. But even your new rival Shep Owens believes that he should have been drafted before you. He makes videos and tries to do everything to tear you down, but you have to go out of your way to prove that you're better than him and that you are the true 18th pick in the draft. Off the court, you can have a fashion and music career just like in 2K22. I feel like the problem with the newer 2K storylines is they give you too many options and they don't commit to one option as much as they should. So whichever option you choose, the storyline kind of ends up being bland. I feel like if they just focused on one storyline instead of trying to split them up, it'd be a lot better. But overall, I'm going to rank this in the C tier right with 2K22. I feel like these games were really similar, but I could argue this game to be in the D tier because the main storyline objective of the 18th overall pick and the 19th overall pick being rivals is kind of like they're pulling hairs and they're kind of out of ideas for a storyline. There's way better storylines I can think of than the 18th overall pick and the 19th overall pick being rivals. It just doesn't hit the same as some of the other 2Ks, so it's going to go in the C tier, but it could be in D tier. Next, we have NBA 2K24. This storyline completely lacks a story. Like literally, this game doesn't have a storyline at all. You come into the NBA as one of the most anticipated draft picks, and your father was also an NBA player, and you want to follow in his footsteps. That's pretty much the entire storyline. It's like 2K just took a break from the storyline this year. I'm forced to rank 2K24's storyline in the F tier because it really doesn't have one at all. I did like 2K24 though. Next, we have NBA 2K25. In this storyline, they add high school and college back to the game, let you go through your player's journey of making it to the NBA. You go through your journey playing against and with Patrick Wells, who later becomes your agent. Once you make it to the NBA, you have a meeting with your team's head coach on your goals for this season. The goal of this MyCAREER is to basically complete the goals that your coach gives you. For us to be in 2K25, and this is one of the most basic storylines on this list, I'm gonna have to rank it in the D tier. I feel like back in 2K16, when I thought of what a storyline would be like in 2K25, I would have thought it would have been a way better storyline than this. To be the most recent 2K on next-gen consoles to be one of the worst MyCAREERs is an absolute shame. Obviously, 2K has other game modes to work on, but I feel like it's not that hard to make a good storyline. This was one of the worst storylines, so it can't get anything over D tier.
Damn. But anyway, so that's just gonna about do it for this one. Yeah. Y'all heard me ramble. Damn, this shit gonna be an hour long. That's crazy. But anyway, look. Yeah, man. 2K is trash. It's gonna always be trash, man. From 17 all the way, I say 19 was really solid. 2K22 was pretty solid, but 17, 18, 20, 21, even though I never played 21, so I can't really even speak on that one. But 23, trash, straight garbage. But anyways, though, that's just gonna about do it for this one, man. I will see you all the next video. I hope y'all happy that y'all got y'all 2K content off of me, because y'all been begging me for months to do some 2K content, because I haven't done 2K content in a while. It's like, y'all do know I don't have the game, right? So I don't have nothing to say on it. Y'all niggas really think I say the shit and don't buy and actually end up go buy the game? No, when I said I'm not buying this shit no more, I really meant that. I'm not buying this shit no more. I'm not like y'all. Y'all will say y'all won't buy the game and end up buying the game. So y'all think I'm like y'all. No, when I say something, I stand on it. Fuck you mean. But anyways, though, that's just gonna about do it for this one. I will see you all in the next video. Till then, peace out.